Hi, I'm Julia as a professor in leadership. Today we're going to talk about how to stay calm during an interview. Now, that's of course easier said than done, because if you're applying for a job that you really like, of course we are a bit nervous. So the best thing you can do is, besides preparation, to go through as many interviews as you can in the beginning. I know this sounds a little bit strange, and of course we do have to find a balance, but it's kind of like with dating. Let's say it like this. So let's say you feel a bit more shy, and if then you meet the boy or girl or whoever of your dreams, and then you have to talk to them, tricky. So it's maybe easier to have a few conversations beforehand, so when that right person is in front of you, or you think it's the right person, you can then talk. And that's the same with an interview. So try to do maybe a few interviews with jobs that are still interesting for you, but maybe not wow, my absolute dream job, so that you practice. So practice is always a great thing to do. And if you can't go for real interviews, or you're not getting enough invitations, it's of course also a way to maybe practice with a colleague from a previous job. So don't tell them that you are leaving, or a friend, so you can see it for yourself. Sometimes it's even helpful if you videotape yourself, because it's not only about what you're saying in an interview, but how you're saying it. So make sure to showcase some energy or some positivity or some calmness, if that is what is wanted in the job. And stay yourself. That's of course always also a good thing. So whilst you should show some energy, for example, or excitement, you don't have to act or play a role, because at the end of the day, I think it's really important to have a good match, and because it's going to be very hard to be acting in your job every day. So make sure that that fits. Now, what else can you do? I think what's also important is not to prepare until the very, very last minute. Sometimes in German there's an expression, and it's called Verschlimmbessern. What is Verschlimmbessern? Verschlimmbessern means at one point we are worsening something good. So it's good to prepare, but don't over-prepare, because then it becomes maybe more artificial. And rather focus before an interview on things that do you well. Whether that is maybe going for a run, or doing some exercise, or maybe even just going for a walk, having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, maybe listening to some music you like. So do things that are good for you and are easy to do and put you into a positive vibe. I think that's very, very important. And this comes from someone who has, when they studied for exams, studied all night long till the very last minute. But believe me, still, it's much better to go into an exam or assessment situation, which is also an interview in a way, in a more calm way, and having done things that help you. Another tip is to really see it as learning and growth. So you don't have to be perfect. There's always another job, I promise you. And sometimes we don't know what the good is in that moment, that you might have not gotten that job. It might lead you to something else. So rather look at, maybe what can I do better next time? But make sure to also focus on what did you do well in the interview. And I know many of you then now say, but I'm never getting any feedback, and it's true, more and more organizations these days are hesitant to give feedback to rejections, often because, they either don't have the time, they don't care, or they want to protect themselves for any law cases or anything that can come up. But you can, of course, also self-reflect, give yourself some feedback, and try to understand for yourself, where do you think you went well with an interview question, maybe where not so much, what are some things you want to do better next time, but again, also, what do you think you did do well in an interview. So don't be disappointed. Sometimes it really takes a moment, and remember, believe that something good will come out of it. Maybe, in different areas than we expected often, but make sure of that. So I hope these tips help you to stay calm, and remember, a little bit of energy always goes a long way in an interview. So be calm, but don't be too calm. All right, take care and best of luck.